Goeiedag, good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, you missed an amazing live stream that we had last night at 8 p.m. Johannesburg time. And that was just a few hours ago. And my guest was Dr. Peter McCulloch, that very well-known commentator on things related to a particular topical event that's happening right now. And obviously, for reasons regarding YouTube, we could not play that live stream through YouTube. We had to do it directly on lovinglivetv.com. And the reason I'm talking about is the old C factor, called censorship. If I'd put that live stream here on YouTube, it would have got a community strike. But it is what it is. So if you want to watch it, you've got to go to lovinglivetv.com. Now, when we as a family lived in Tanzania, okay, good old Tanzania, or East Africa, you know, the bush right out there in the middle of nowhere, we lived in this little town called Iringa. And my mother actually wrote an article in the local paper about how effective the fire station was when it came to a fire. And it involved the keys being lost when there was this big fire in Iringa and they were running around. They still had a fire engine, it still worked, but nobody could find the keys to drive the thing, so the fire burnt down the building. Well, that might sound bad, but actually, in terms of South Africa, it's quite extraordinary that they actually had a working fire engine in a little town called Iringa in the southern highlands of Tanzania. Why am I talking about this? Well, I've got two examples of South Africa where fire engines are more common than, or less common than hen's teeth. I mean, the working fire engines are just about an oddity in South Africa. And it's very sad. I've got two sets of images and videos related to just what's happened the last couple of days as a result of fire engines in South Africa being pretty well a thing of the past. When you have a fire, well, you use your garden hose. If that doesn't work, well, it's all over Red Rover. The first case is the Christiana hospital. Now, let's remember, just a week or so ago, I spoke to a lady who was selling blocks of land very cheaply. They were about 15 kilometers from this little town called Christiana. And she mentioned the Christiana hospital. Well, let's have a look at what happened to the Christiana hospital this week. Don't have to add anything, do I? How about Mafikeng? Remember that good old historic Mafikeng with Lord Baden-Powell, the guy who actually set up the Boy Scouts movement? He was the British commander during the time of the Boer War, and he had that huge siege at Mafikeng, which lasted about 3 months. And they brought out those Mafikeng notes, and they had their own Mafikeng newspaper. I have copies of that, and I used to have the old Mafikeng notes, which I sold some time ago now. But the reason I'm talking about this is because Mafikeng used to be a beautiful town. Absolutely beautiful. Not so much anymore. Probably the highlight of Mafikeng was the Immabato Palms Hotel and Casino. Well, Guess what happened to the Mmabatho Palms Hotel and Casino? It had a fire. They're still investigating whether it was deliberately lit or whether it was an accidental fire. But let me show you some photos of the result of this tragedy for such a beautiful building. And I'll actually include in the photos what that building looked like before the fire. This is what happens when you don't have fire engines. But of course, under this corrupt gangster ANC government, they don't maintain anything. It's all about this for themselves. It's all tenderpreneurs taking from the till. That this is what's happening across South Africa at so many different levels. Here come the images of that particular tragedy. Now, what I'll do is I'll actually include below this video a link to the official website for the Mmabatho Palms Hotel. And you'll see that it says right at the top, closed. And it says, Piermont Hotel, Casinos and Resorts has confirmed a fire at Mmabatho Palms Hotel, Casino and Convention Resort in the early hours of Wednesday morning. The police and fire department are in the process of investigating the incident, etc., etc. This is happening all over South Africa because the basic facilities like fire engines have been completely neglected and, well, what can I say? Reminds me of the old fire engine in Oringa. At least it worked, but no one could find the keys. Please remember to subscribe to Loving Life on YouTube to be kept informed. Please remember to register on our new platform, lovinglifetv.com, where you can actually go and watch the interview I had with Dr. Peter McCulloch last night. Please like this video, please share this video, and above all, please stay safe. Bye for now.